Hi, it's Jeremy Katz from Ogilvydo. I'm here with Luis Van An, who is the founder of Duolingo, as well as a bunch of other things, which probably we should talk about first. Your big breakthrough in terms of companies that made a difference in the world was Captcha.
Sure. So CAPTCHAs are those squiggly characters that you have to type all over the internet. Whenever you're getting an email account or buying tickets on Ticketmaster, you have to type these squiggly characters. That's a CAPTCHA. The reason that's there is to make sure that you're human and not a computer program that was written to submit the form millions of times. And that, I co-invented that in the year 2000, so that was a while ago. By now, every single website in the world uses it. Or every large website that needs it. What's happened with it now, let's see. So that was the original CAPTCHA. A few years later, I worked on a next version of a CAPTCHA, which is called reCAPTCHA, where the idea was that it turned out that about 200 million times a day somebody typed a CAPTCHA in the world. That was a lot of people. And I thought, could we use these 200 million people every day to do something that was useful for humanity? And the answer to that was yes, and this is what we did with reCAPTCHA, where the idea was that as people were typing a CAPTCHA, not only were they authenticating themselves as a human, but helping us to digitize books. So nowadays, what's happening with the CAPTCHA is that whenever you see these distorted squiggly letters, these are words that are coming from books that are trying to be digitized that the computer could not recognize, and we're getting what you're entering, we're using that to help digitize the books.
Now, you had mentioned in your talk that this kind of visual recognition is something that humans can do very well and simply, and it's an amazing thing, but computers still can't do it. Are we moving towards a horizon where that's not going to be the case?
Right, we are. So computers are every day getting a little closer to humans. Still, there's a gap. Still, humans are better than computers at a bunch of things. And many of the things are visual recognition tasks. I can imagine that, I don't know when it'll be. I'm not great at predicting the future, but I can imagine that in the next 30 years, there will be a lot of things that computers can do that, basically there will be very, very few things that differentiate humans from computers in, say, 30 years.
So one of the amazing things about reCAPTCHA is, in the second iteration, is that you're using essentially quote-unquote wasted human brain power or wasted human hours to create something that's incredibly valuable for humanity. Are there other examples of that in your own life or in the rest of computer science that you know of? Yeah,
there's a few. I mean, I think I wish there were more, but there's somewhere while people are playing a game, they're helping to solve a problem. I actually worked on one of these.
Is this the protein folding one?
That I didn't work on that one, but that came after the one that I did. The one that I did was much simpler, which was it was just a game, and the game was a simple game. Basically, you and I were strangers on the internet. We got paired. We couldn't communicate, and we both saw the same image. And the goal of the game was for both of us to type the exact same word. We didn't know anything about each other. We were just told, type whatever the other guy's typing. And because the only thing we had in common was an image, the best strategy was to type words related to the image until one of my words matched one of your words. We both got points. And that word that we matched on was usually a very good descriptor for the image. And that was used, so that was a game. It got played by like 5 million people. And that was actually used by Google to help improve image search.
So your new project is Duolingo, and it's no longer new.
Yeah, so we have a lot of users. So every 6 hours we get about 50,000 new users. But the numbers are pretty staggering. There are more people learning languages on Duolingo than in the whole U.S. public school system. We have a lot of these funny statistics. I mean, we teach Irish. There are 94,000 native speakers of Irish. We have 1 million people learning Irish on Duolingo. So there's a lot of these statistics, and we've reached a scale that is quite large for any kind of learning thing. I mean, we're the most popular learning thing in the world for learning anything.